there's something wrong here. And I had to process it. But I realized it was not that I had done something special. It was that my department had allowed me to be the person that was a partner in that community that answered the needs of that community. And I was trying to do everything I could from our behalf, just like Commissioner Perdue's trying to do, just like Mr. Walsh is trying to do. Ms. Laird, I saw you come in the back of the room back there. If she still came back there, she walked back out. All those people that are trying to do that, that's what the partnership is, and that's what drives this. And I've been, if y'all haven't noticed, I got a little nasal stuff going on here, and I'm not from the Southeast. I was a military brat, and I traveled all over the place, but mountain cedar's tearing me up. Because in Texas, this is mountain cedar pollen season, and it always gets me. And as I'm leaving to go to the airport, I get notification from somebody else. Faces of Hope. This is what they describe the award represents. I have somebody else that's picking me out of a lineup, out of a metroplex of 4.5 million people. I'm one of the Faces of Hope. Folks, my encouragement to the law enforcement officers in the back is, I did my job just like I did as a patrolman for 19 years on the street. I took ownership in this program. My commanders give me the power, and I have mid-level command staff that make sure that what I want to get done happens. And then they let me run that program. The outcome is the same for you. The community wants us so bad to be part of their programs, to help them move their patients along to a healthy recovery, to where we can help them with every single place. You too can be the person that is the time frame down the street doing this job where you're getting this recognition. I simply did my job. And hopefully I'm stressing that well enough. Just like a military man, you get reward when you do your job right, you get the right rewards when they're due, correct, sir? And then I'm going to talk about lawsuits, and I'm going to put my contact information up there while I talk about lawsuits, and then I'll be done. I'm pretty close on time, right? Well, we might be able to answer a question. Lawsuits. I sat through officers' depositions, and we had officers, and everyone in here has probably seen it. Does anybody remember seeing the shooting where Dallas police shot the young man with a screwdriver? It made national news. It played everywhere. I imagine everyone's seen it. There's more stuff that goes on with that case, and I'm going to say this first and utmost. We all feel that it's tragic. We're not this argument. There was a bad outcome. I can tell you it affected his family, and it affected our officers, and it affected our agency. For you law enforcement officers that are here in this room, the officers have been cleared. The videotape shows clearly the guy actually had produced the screwdriver and had it up just like I did with the pen with this young lady, and had it coming down in a downward stroke method, and that they were, based on the knowledge they had when they arrived there, they were in the proper place to make a proper contact with that person, and they didn't have the distance nor the time to be able to have a secondary response. We're training to try and get officers not to be in that position. It's hard when you lack information. So you see where we strive to try and get people to give us more information before we ever show up. And we're down to the point now, and this should hit a striking note. The city of Dallas thinks we have a very, very good chance that we're going to prove that we did not failure to train, but we did train our officers, and this is just one of those events where it's just a tragic outcome. So, as I heard the issue about money, and I have Mr. Walsh, who is an attorney that likes to do things like this. Is that correct, Mr. Walsh? We sat next together last night eating dinner, and we talked on the phone, and I've really enjoyed meeting this man, and I agree with him. This training, the city of Dallas wins this one lawsuit, we probably will have paid for 7 to 8 years of the training I've done, and my budget or what I spend each year is about $800,000. So if you put all these things in perspective, you do this, and then I'm telling you, I'm guaranteeing you that we've eliminated other issues because we never got there. So I'm very clear with this, that you have to do this 40-hour training to meet best standards. And it's based off what Sam and them developed back in 1988. And I also believe that Sam, back in 1988, started a change in law enforcement. And this is a wave that's going on to where we are much more the guardian and not so much the warrior. and that we have to be able to interact with people in crisis. And mental health training was the first step in that, and we're carrying it on and having that and making it even better. With that, if anybody has any questions, or since I'm a police officer and I've got this audience back here knowing that it's break time, this is my contact information. This is, I take text messages, I take phone calls, I take emails, and with that, I guess I get to step down because I got like 1 minute left, right?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate the presentation today. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and so if you'll take a few minutes and then come back, and we're going to have our panel discussion. So if our panelists will come up, and I think you're going to really enjoy the panel discussion. So if you'll come back in about 14 minutes, and we'll start back at 2:15. Thank you very much. Thank you again.